Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to draft 3 basic sleeve pattern and how to use it. If this is something you are interested in, please keep on watching and do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Let's get into the video. So the first sleeve I'll be showing you is this one is a short sleeve, and I'll be making use of this pattern paper. You can see the starting line, the pattern paper is folded into two. So when drafting on your fabric, make sure you fold your fabric into two. So for this, you make use of 8 inches as the length. So this is just a rough work. I'm just trying to show you. So this is my length. So I'll just make use of 8 inches for this, and this will be our shoulder line. That will be our shoulder line, the starting line. So the next thing we'll do now is to get our cap's height. So to get your cap's height, all you need is bust measurement divided by 12 plus half inches. So my bust is 36 divided by 12 plus half, that is 3 plus half inches. So my bust is 3.5 inches, which is also known as 3.5 inches. I hope I'm not too fast and I hope you understand. So this is a standard measurement or standard way to get your cap's height. So just go ahead and use yours. So from this line now, I'll come down by 3.5 inches, which is my own cap's height. Go ahead and do your own calculations and place your cap's height here. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and just connect the lines together like this. After doing that, I'll just label this C, that is cap's height, and that's the length, and this is our shoulder line. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to come on that the cap's height. So you measure your armhole. If you don't have your bodies, you can just measure your armhole. So you can see mine was 7. So if you added sewing allowance on your bodies when you were drafting it, I'll advise you to add the allowance when drafting your sleeve as well. I don't know if that makes sense. So mine was 7, and I'll just go ahead and place 7 here, as you can see. So after doing that, I'll connect this line to this line. I'll just connect it straight like this. And then after doing that, so I'm just trying to make it bold. After doing that, you go ahead now and measure what you have on this line that you just drew. Now go ahead and measure what you have from that distance to this other place. So you go ahead and measure it. So you can see what I have. After measuring it, go ahead and divide it by 2, and that was what I just did. Then go ahead and make a dot there. So from that mark there, I'll be going up by half inches, guys. So like this, and then after doing that, I'll just draw a straight line like this for better understanding. It is not necessary. So after doing that, now the next thing we'll be doing is to join this line to this one using our straight ruler. So you join it like this. Just take your time. After doing that, you join this to the other part like this. So you can use your free hand to do this. If you do not have a curve rule, you can also use your free hand. So I'll just go ahead and use my curve rule to draw it, and this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, and this is our back. So I'll just label that as B. So this is our back armhole. That's how to draft your back armhole. So now to get the front, we'll maintain that dot here. Remember, for the back we went up by half an inch. So for the front, we do not go out by half an inch. So we'll maintain that dot there, and then you just draft it like so. So you just connect from this dot to meet this other dot. So you can see how I used my free hand to do this. You can see how it's looking like. Please use your curve rule if you have a curve rule. So you connect from this other part to this part as well. So please, you guys, use your curve rule if you do not if you can't use your free hand. So I just label that as front pattern. So before cutting it out, the next thing we'll be doing is to impute our round sleeve length. So your round sleeve, you measure your round sleeve, that is where you want your sleeve to stop, you measure it and then you divide it by 2. So for this, I just went ahead to place 5 inches. My round sleeve was 10, dividing that by 2 is 5 inches, and then I just went ahead to connect the line like this. So this is what we have. As you can see, our pattern is ready. So after doing that, I'll just go ahead and add half-inch seam allowance there and on the bottom of our pattern paper as well. So to add the halves so I'll go ahead and extend that line like so, and then after doing that, I'll go ahead and cut it out, and that is basically all. So remember, you cut out the back pattern first before cutting that of the front. So that was what I just did, and now I opened it up and I'll go ahead and cut out the front armhole as well, and this is what it looks like. You can see how funny it's looking. That's because I used my free hand, and these are back and our front. Let's move to the second one, guys. So for the second one, I'll be making use of this pattern paper. My pattern paper is not folded into 2, guys, but when cutting your fabric, please fold it into 2. So these are starting line, also known as the shoulder line. And so from here now, I'll measure the length that I want this sleeve to be. So let's just say the length is 23 or 23 and a half. That was what I just placed here, 23 and a half. And I went ahead to connect the dots together like this. And then after doing that, we'll go ahead now and label this as our length and this as our shoulder length. So now the difference between this back and the front, so we'll be making use of this cap's height as well, 3.5, the way I did for the first one. And I'll go ahead and place that 3.5 here like this and like this. After that, I'll go ahead and connect it with my straight ruler. And then after doing this now, the next thing we'll be doing, we'll just label this caps as C, caps height. So from this shoulder now, you measure your elbow. So just take your measurement and place it on your shoulder. From your shoulder to your elbow, go ahead and mark what you have. So in my own case, it's 12 inches, and I just went ahead to mark 12 inches, and I'll connect the lines together. And I'll go ahead and label this as E, elbow line. And then we'll repeat what we did for the first one. On this cap's height, your armhole, you go ahead and place it on your cap's height as well. So just go ahead and place my 7 inches. So after doing that, go ahead and connect it with your ruler the way we did for the first one. And then after doing that, go ahead and come to our elbow. So make sure when you are measuring your elbow, make sure you are able to move it so that it will not be too tight. I don't know if you understand. You saw how I was doing mine. Measure your elbow and divide what you have by 2 and place it there. Remember, our fabric is folded into 2, so you divide your measurement by 2. So this is our wrist. Go ahead and repeat the same thing. Make sure it is a bit free so that it won't be tight on you. Go ahead and place it there. Also divide what you have by 2 and then connect it together like this. So after connecting it together like this, we'll go ahead now and measure what we have from this distance to the other distance. So measure what you have and then go ahead and divide that by 2 and then place it there. Make a mark there. then go up by 1/2 inch, and then go ahead and connect your lines together. So connect from here to there like this, and then connect from here to that other line there. Just try to place your curve rule well, or you can use your free hand. If you can't use a curve rule, it's fine, or if you don't have a curve rule. So this is our back. So this is our back. I'll just label this as back. So this is our back armhole. Now for the front, we'll do the same thing, just connect it like this. So just use your curve rule, connect the lines together like so, and then place it, connect the other one. So you can see I was adjusting mine. I don't know, my hand was, the marker was just somehow. So after doing that, but I hope you understand, just go ahead and add stitching allowance. So I went ahead to add 1 inch stitching allowance, and I'll maintain the down part. So guys, if you haven't subscribed so far, please consider subscribing. Go ahead and cut out the back armhole first. So when I'm cutting on my fabric, I will cut out the front armhole. So we'll move to the third one, and this is our pattern paper. So I'm just trying to make it straight, and then we'll begin. So for this one now, all you need to do to start this one, just leave some inches from that your pattern paper. So you can see where I started my taking my measurement from here. So I'll just make a dot there, and from there I'll measure the length. So I'll be making use of the whole paper, that is the length of the paper. So I'm making use of it. So after measuring your length, you go ahead and rule a line, a straight line. Make sure when you are ruling this line, make sure that the both I don't know how to put this, just make sure that they are equal, that is, the both sides are equal. Well, you can see mine is not equal because I'm just drafting this. So just make sure that the both sides are equal when you are doing your splits. So after doing that, the next thing we'll do is to come down by 7 inches. If you have a longer arm, you can come down by 7.5 inches. So from that 7 inches, you come down by 6 inches, and that will be our elbow line. Now this particular sleeve is for blazers and jackets, but you can use it for any other dress, but it is mostly used for blazers and jackets. But you see those other two, you can't use it for blazers and jackets. That's the way to use these sleeves. This one is for blazers and jackets, and you can use it for the other ones, but those two you can't use it. That's the difference. So you can see I just labeled it bicep line, elbow line, and our ankle line. So the next thing we'll do now is just measure your bicep, that is your round arm, and then divide it by 2, and then place it here and then here. I don't know if you understand. So let's say it is 10 inches. You place 5 inches on this side and place 5 inches on the other side. That is what I mean. So just go ahead and measure your bicep, and then you come to your elbow, measure your elbow, divide it by 2, you place half here and place half on the other side. So let's say it is 5, you place 2.5 here and 2.5 here. And then the ankle, the same thing, place half here and half here after measuring it on your arm. So after doing that, go ahead and connect the dots together the way you see me doing. Please, I hope you guys understand. I hope I am not too fast. So this sleeve is for jackets and blazers mostly. So after doing this now, the next thing we'll do now is, please ignore this line, it's not part of it. This is the one we are working with, ignore that line. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to come to this top, connect it like this and like this. So just use your ruler to do that. Then after connecting it like this, next thing we'll do is to measure what we have from here to here. Place your tape like this, so you can see we have 8. So that 8 inches now, so I'll just label this as the front sleeve and the back sleeve. So that will be the front, so and we'll draft out the front part, then the back. So label what you have there to here. In my own case, I have 8 inches, and that 8 inches now divided by 4. So that will be 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, like this. So you can see that we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that we have 4 dots. So now on this dot, this particular one, you come down by half inches. You come down by half inches, the way you see me doing, and you come to this top part and you go up by 0.75. So I'm using a pen. After that, I'll just trace it out. So we'll go ahead and connect these dots like this to this other dot to that dot. So that is what we'll do now. Connect this dot to this one, and then so I'll go ahead and do that using my pen. So connect these dots, and then to the other dot, and then to the 0.75, and then to the middle of our sleeve, like so. So I know you can't see this clearly. I'm going to use my marker to do that when I'm done. So we'll come to the back sleeve. So you measure what you have here, and for the back you divide it by 3. Remember, the front was divided by 4, but the back you divide it by 3. So after dividing it by 3, most times you don't have an even number. I don't know if you understand. So after that, just go ahead and place what you got after dividing it by 3. So that is what I'm just doing now. So after doing that, you can see we have 1, 2, 3. So after doing that, now the next thing we'll be doing is for this last dot, this place here. So I'll measure what I have first, and then you divide it by 2. Go ahead and do that. So divide what you have there by 2 and make a dot there, the way you see me doing. So on that dot, that particular dot, you come down by 0.5 inches, like this. I'll just use my pen. Come down by 0.5 inches, like this. And then this other last dot there, you go up by 0.75, similarly to what we did for the front. So just go up by 0.5, and then you connect these dots to these dots to these dots, and then to the middle of our sleeve, to these dots, and then to this other 0.75, and then to our sleeve, to the middle of our sleeve, like so. So now after doing that, I'll just go ahead and use my marker to trace it out. So guys, if you haven't subscribed so far, please, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to get notified when I upload a new video. I upload new videos every week. So this is what our sleeve looks like. So you can see what we have, you can see. So now my pattern is not enough, but if you are drafting yours, make sure you add stitching allowance on your pattern paper or on your fabric. So I went ahead to cut it out the way you see me doing. And yeah, these are sleeves. So you can see it's not the same thing. The armhole are not the same. So these are 3 sleeves. This is what it looks like. So this is a simple way to draft your sleeves. So I'll be making use of this particular sleeve, this longer one. So stay tuned for my next video, because I'll be making use of it. I'll show you how to use it. Thanks for watching. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.